2-minute micro message. My text today is Romans 10:4-8. For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. For Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them. But the righteousness which of faith speaketh on this wise, say not in thine heart, who shall ascend into heaven? That is to bring Christ down from above, or who shall descend into the deep? That is to bring up Christ again from the dead. But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is the word of faith, which we preach. So here Paul is telling the church that everyone who believes on Christ, he is the end of the Old Testament law of Moses, of trying to attain or gain righteousness by works, because Christ himself fulfilled all of the requirements of the law of Moses, so that through him no one has to try to work their way to righteousness, because through Christ they are under grace. And grace makes anyone who believes on Christ as Lord and Savior righteous by faith. Paul then goes on to say that Moses taught and explained that anyone that was under the Old Testament law of righteousness by works had to live under and by that law, meaning that every single law had to be kept every day at all times, or else the person was no longer righteous. The Old Testament law contained over 600 individual commandments, not just 10. All 600 had to be perfectly kept at all times in order for the person to be made and remain righteous. Paul then explains the righteousness that Christ gives through faith. Paul says that this righteousness does not exercise works in order to receive the promise. Righteousness by faith is based only on the words that are spoken from a sincere heart in accepting Christ as Lord and Savior.